to be nice, indifferent, or mean to people that you know are monitoring you and are some way engaged in the circle of targeting you when you know it. And it's just a knowing that's deep down in your bones, because these individuals will never ever admit to it. It's amazing. You could have this going on for 7, 8, 9 years, and someone that's known you for years or less or more, but it just all of a sudden gets sucked into it that easily after being having you'd think having some degree of loyalty there. But not only will they engage in it frequently, but they would never, even if you cornered them, like in a dark alleyway, and said, "Tell me who's behind this," they would not do it. Gosh, last night I kind of had a dream that I hired like some muscle, and this one huge bodybuilder, that was would work doors at nightclubs and be a bodyguard, one of those types of guys, to go and get the truth out of this person. I don't care what means are necessary. I want to know. And now, of course, that was a dream, something I had little to no control over, obviously. But gosh, what a kind of a cool fantasy, to just have this guy that's 6'5", 385 pounds, just wring one of these people by the neck. And I mean, almost everyone would fold, by the third hit to the face, where you feel a couple of teeth are loose, and your tooth went through your lip. Now you're losing consciousness, and you see the blood flowing out of your nose and your mouth, and the guy's not letting up. He's like, "Here comes number 4, buddy. Unless you say, right now, tell me some information. And I need a lot to let up. You're going to give me the whole scoop, or you might not live to see tomorrow." That's not good, because I actually advocate for the exact opposite. Like, I know some of my gang stalkers, and I know that I have so many people that just sit on their stoop and watch my comings and my goings. I could really do a good job of trying to sneak out, leaving my phone here with a 30-minute YouTube video playing, sneak out. I think both my car and my motorcycle are being tracked because of the stuff I have going on the road. Even if my phone is inaccessible, there's still these incidents where people look directly at me as they cut me off with aggression or things like that. So it's really, really lame. But I always think that, when you see these individuals, you can be indifferent. Like, it took me my whole life to learn that, like, when someone's got their back towards you and you're out in public and there's a person you normally talk with, congenial, and you're approaching them, and on some level they're aware of your approaching, but they won't look. And it took me forever to learn that really you don't say hello to someone if they're not going to at least look in your direction, which then would open an opportunity for a greeting. Don't say anything. And even recently, I've made that mistake a few times, because I have someone in my life that runs so hot and cold that literally sometimes we'll be walking right by each other and the person won't look at me, and I'll say hello, and then they'll stare me down as they keep walking without even saying hello. to 180 degrees opposite direction of coming up to me like full of joy and enthusiasm and wanting to talk about whatever's on the guy's mind, And it's just completely Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and there's no gray area. And so a couple times when I'd be approaching this person and they wouldn't look and see who is it that's approaching, I would say hello anyways. And then he just wouldn't even lift his head up to see who said hello because he knew who was coming, basically. And not that I shouldn't do that because it kind of hurts my sensitive heart. No, you shouldn't do it just because if they want to be social, they're going to look and see who's coming. Otherwise, it's no skin off your nose. They just heard someone walk by. Whether they knew who it was or not doesn't really make any difference. They're saying, I'm involved with what I'm doing. And so out of common courtesy, you just, don't breach that silence that's there. But with these individuals that, have been sold a false bill of goods, be sympathetic, pray for them, be understanding as they mistreat you. I know it's lame, but it's the matador approach, which is, letting the bull with its dangerous sharp horns rush on by. I did so good last night. I really had hours and hours of trying to get me to react, and I didn't. I've got some new thing to where I get music piped into my room like louder than if I was listening to it in my room by myself. So I covered up that vent. So I closed both the doors and then took my dog's heavy puffy jacket and totally tape decked it over it. And it worked quite a bit. Then with some earplugs, it was pretty good. But basically, I don't know how they did it. Of course, all the other voices talking and yelling to each other, that's on a skit, that's on a tape that I just hear over and over and over. So whatever audio they have coming out of the vent, they also are able to connect to music, and was just blaring music in my room. I went into the kitchen area and it was half as loud as it was in my room. Oh, man. So, but, these people are being told what to do. And they're not really the handlers as much as the errand boys. They're not the shot callers. They're just the ones been sold the bill of goods, because the handlers and the shot callers are people that probably on some level have enough information that they can see through the lies. And they probably are a little bit more aware of the truth. But the people that you might interact with and come in contact with are just, Apocalypse Now. Marlon Brando calls him an errand boy. If any of you people out there are watching it, I'm not trying to put you down, but that's what they do. They're given an errand, They have to be on call 24/7, and they have to drop everything when they get that phone call. They don't know anything about you other than the lies they've been told. And they know that they have to do what they're told. I mean, I had a guy last week come by in pajamas. Total pajamas, slippers. The only thing normal he had on was a leather jacket. And this person, I guarantee you, my intuition was screaming to me, this is one of your handlers. And the way he reacted when I looked at him as we were walking towards each other, became totally cowardly and sped up his pace and walked further away from me and down the road. And now this was when my dog was here. But my dog is just real gentle and old. He doesn't want to cause problems to anyone. So in the old days, he would have barked. But now I think if someone comes in, he's not even going to bark, which is really, really concerning. And that's part of the reason why I haven't been making videos, because I want to keep my dog alive. And it is what it is. Leave a comment. I'll talk to you later.